Alright, so in this pre-quiz I gave you, it tells us first to distribute. Distributing means which math operation? Multiply. So you probably did something like this with the arrows, right?
Yeah.
So you have negative 8ab squared, negative 8ab squared, negative 8ab squared. And then you have these here, 6a squared times negative 8ab squared times negative 5ab, and negative 8ab squared times 7b squared. Now you don't have to do that step, but it's trying to visually show you what distributing is, right? And then now I'm going to go through and just multiply the coefficients. Negative 8 times 6 is negative 48. A times a squared, same base, you're going to add the exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3. There is no b's in here, so you get b squared. As I'm writing the answer, I'm writing them alphabetical. Everyone say alphabetical?
Alphabetical.
So this kind of tells us a's go first, then the b's. Negative 8 times negative 5 is
40.
positive 40. A times a, b squared times b, cubed. Negative 8 times 7, a times, and then b squared times b squared is b to the 4th. So my answer is here. This actually also tells us the way that they actually write your answers. Notice how the A's are in descending order. Descending means going down, and it's based off of the exponent. Everyone say exponent? 3, 2, there's an invisible 1. It's not determined based off of the coefficient. You'll also notice that the B's, because we did alphabetical, the B's are ascending, going up. 2, 3, 4. Now, one method I didn't use for number 1 was a box, but for factoring, I'm going to use this box. You don't have to use the box. Some of you can see it. I'm going to do a box. And I'm going to split the box based on the number of terms. Class, count with me the number of terms. Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3.
So they would call that a monomial, binomial. You could say trinomial, but many would be polynomial. I'm going to separate it based off of the addition and subtraction signs. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break them into their terms. So for example, I'm probably going to choose 3 times a negative 8. W squared is W times W. Y to the third is Y times Y times Y. And then 48 is 3 times 16. Now, how come I didn't choose 2 and 12 over here? Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find something they have in common, and they call that a common factor, and we're going to figure out the greatest common factor. W, and then Y squared is Y times Y. Negative 33, I'm going to choose 3 times a negative 11. 3 W's, and then 5 Y's. So basically I just broke them down into their prime factors, or close to their prime factors. Prime just means you can't break it down anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and circle what they all have in common. Class, do they all have a negative 8?
No.
Do they all have a 3?
Yes.
I'm going to circle the 3 because they all have it, and I'm going to write the 3 on the outside. Class, what else do they have in common? How many W's? going to circle the 1W and write 1W on the outside. How many Y's?
2.
Do I write 2Y? Y 2, or to the second power, squared. So 3WY squared. Okay, so this is what my final answer looks like. This whole polynomial here is equal to 3WY squared. This is the GCF, the greatest common factor. And then I write everything that I did not circle. What did I not circle?
Negative 8.
Negative 8 W Y. What's next?
16.
Do I just write 16?
Plus 16.
Yeah, it's a positive, so you write plus 16.
W.
How many W's?
1.
Minus 11 squared Y cubed. And that's our answer. Interesting. That looks just like the previous problem. Ah, that means distributing and factoring are opposites. What's the opposite of multiplying? Factoring in some ways is just dividing. You're dividing this whole expression by its GCF, which is a 3WY squared. The opposite of dividing is multiplying. You can distribute this to check your answer to get to the original problem. So this is going to be today's lesson.